Anthony Davis, questionable with the head injury, but he had 20 rebounds tonight here in Game 6. LeBron James, highest scoring game of the series, a 30.9 assists, 9 rebound masterpiece.
This is the face of a man who's put everything he has into something, but just comes up short. In Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals versus the Los Angeles Lakers, Stephen Curry dropped 32 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. The person next to him in that clip, Dante DiVincenzo, had 16 points. A great performance, especially by a bench player. He was the only other player that hit double digits. Klay Thompson had 8, Draymond Green had 9, and Andrew Wiggins had 6. And their new $128 million player, Jordan Poole, had a whopping 7 points. Steph Curry was left with no help except a backup guard who would leave the following offseason. And this game now seems like it was a sign to things to come.
Bang! Bang!
6 tops. Stephen Curry, in my opinion, is the greatest point guard of all time. The records he holds, the accolades on his resume, puts him undoubtedly number 1. The one achievement missing from his resume was that Finals MVP, which he won in the 2022 playoffs when the Warriors took down the Boston Celtics in Game 6 to win the NBA championship. However, a lot can happen in 2 years. The Warriors, how can I put it lightly? They look awful. After the disappointment in the 2023 playoffs, the Warriors decided to part ways with their building superstar in Jordan Poole to receive a battle-tested veteran in Chris Paul. CP3 wasn't the same as he was, but the Warriors had faith that he could help to contribute winning basketball. That has not gone exactly to plan. The reason I've been talking about the Lakers series so much is because to start the year off, it's looked exactly the same. Steph Curry has no help. At the time this is being recorded, the Warriors just lost to the Sacramento Kings. And 18 games into the season, you can make an argument that Dario Saric has been the second best player on the team. He has been the only consistent source of scoring for the Warriors all season long. The player I'm most concerned about, Klay Thompson. He is not the same player he was. He's become a shot-chucking guard who's super inconsistent and sometimes a liability on the defensive end. He is averaging a career low in shooting from the field at 40% and 35% from 3. And excluding his rookie year, he's the lowest in career points at 15 points per game. Not only that, but this is the most unconfident I've seen him play. The Warriors were dealing with an injury to Steph Curry and a 5-game suspension from Draymond Green, opening the path for Klay Thompson to take an offensive load. Their first game was against the OKC Thunder, where Klay hit his first shot of the game and proceeded to go 0-9 for the rest of the game. He ended the game with 5 points. Klay's struggles aren't the only holding the Warriors back this season. The astronomical decline of Andrew Wiggins on the offensive end has been shocking. He missed a lot of last season dealing with personal issues, but wasn't awful when he came back for the playoffs. But this season, he looked lost on the offensive end. And the time this is being recorded, he's averaging 12.8 points on 43% from the field and 27% from the 3. Defensively, we know what he brings, but his struggles offensively have hurt the Warriors because at the end of the day, he is the third scoring option on the team. And with Klay struggling this season, you'd be looking for Wiggins to step up in his role. They've already paid him like an all-star, so it's time he starts playing like one. The last piece to the puzzle is Chris Paul. The Warriors traded for him with the intention to build a battle-tested veteran squad, but it's clear that Chris Paul is way past the prime and age is starting to catch up to him. He's averaging a career low in points, assists, and steals per game, which are the 3 categories that Chris Paul has been known for his entire career. Also, despite the career lows of CP3, this is the first time in Stephen Curry's career that the team has been able to hold a lead when Steph Curry is on the bench, and this is because of Chris Paul running the second unit. With that being said, Mike Dunleavy Jr. has some massive decisions to make this trade deadline. When Curry's still playing in his prime, the Warriors have to follow one timeline, and that timeline is Stephen Curry's timeline. Sacrificing the next 5 years of the franchise is worth getting one more ring in this timeline. Even though Kuminga and Moody have been progressed, if the deal is there, the team needs to make the deal to get older and better. Mike has to pull the trigger. Mike Dunleavy Jr. took over the team in June of this year, so unlike Bob Myers, he doesn't have the emotional attachment to these players. He wasn't even the one to draft them. Something the Warriors need to make is they need to find a big man. Don't get me wrong, Kevon Looney's great, but he's just undersized at 6'9". So a big body center like Clint Capella or Mitchell Robinson, if there's something like that in the market at this trade deadline, Mike, pull the trigger. There are going to be many players available for trade. Someone like OG, Siakam, Levine, Capella, and Bogdanovic. All those players add a different element to the team. OG and Siakam can add defense on the team. OG in specific can add some more three-point shooting. Capella can add rebounding, size, and rim protecting. And Bogdanovic can add more shooting alongside Steph and Clay. My message to Mike: please don't waste my glorious king Stephen Curry's prime. And please follow his timeline to get him 5 rings. And with that being said, guys, it's been your boy Mahdi. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.